Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Welcome to another declutter. Today we are going to be doing my powder. So here I have my compact powders and then my loose powders. I don't have a lot, like I've gotten rid of a lot of my powders, but I still think I have too many. And there's a lot of these powders that I just don't use anymore. They're older, yada yada. You guys already know the drill. So let me go ahead and lay them all out, and we're going to be going through all of them and hopefully decluttering a lot of them. Alright, so here we have all the powders laid out. Like I said, I don't feel like it's that many, but it's still too many. So let's go ahead and start with this one. This one I am going to go ahead and keep. I really enjoy this one. Mostly use it for like under my eyes. This is the Essence 16-Hour Cover and Last Powder Foundation. I have it in the shade Bright Beige. And this one's just a good one. I don't think it's like a favorite, but it is a good one. It sets my makeup nicely. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it, and it is newer to me. Like I think I just purchased it maybe within the last month or so. So definitely keeping this one. This next one is from Precision Formula. It's the Butter Glow Pressed Powder, and I have it in the shade Translucent Glow. I know that a lot of people are using this more like a highlighter, but I use it as an all over powder, and this is a really pretty powder. It says your makeup without drying it up, but even though there it looks kind of highlighty, once it's on your skin, it actually looks very glowy. I didn't think I was gonna like it because of the glow, but it's one that I've actually been really enjoying. So I am gonna go ahead and keep it. This next one is from IT Cosmetics, and it's the Celebration Foundation Illumination. Celebration Foundation Powder? I don't know, in the shade Light. And this one I am gonna go ahead and get rid of, not because I don't like it, but because I've had it for a really long time. Also, I feel like even though it's a light shade, it pulls kind of like pink, and I have more of a neutral undertone, so every time I wear this I feel like it almost like changes the color of my foundation, and that's the reason why I mostly don't reach for it. But also it is getting a little bit older. These next two are from e.l.f. and these are really good powders. They're the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation, and I have them in the shades Light 210N and then Light 280. And to be honest, neither of these shades are really like fit for me. I feel like they're both too deep. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep the deeper one, which is 28010, and I can kind of use it for like bronzing and setting up that area. So I'll keep the deeper one for bronzing, and I'll get rid of this one here. This next one is from BareMinerals, and it's the Original Mineral Veil, and I actually also have it in two shades. I have it in the shade Translucent and Sheer Light. These are so nice. I really like these two, and I'm definitely going to keep them. Both shades actually work for me because one's obviously tinted and the other one's going to be translucent, and they both work really well. I use them all over the face, but I really like them for like the under eye, and definitely keeping these two. They just smooth out your under eye, making them look very pretty, very not cakey at all, and it just sets your under eyes very nicely. This next one is from NYX, and it's the NoFilter finishing powder, and I have it in the shade Porcelain. This one's also newer to me, and this one's similar to this one here in the sense that they're both going to be a little bit glowy. This one I would say it's less glowy than the Precision Formula, but it's very lightweight, so it sets your makeup very nicely without it looking heavy, without it making it completely matte. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one, and the way I like to use this one is actually with like a more fluffy brush, because if I use more of a dense brush it applies too heavily, but it looks really pretty with like a very fluffy brush. Next up we have this one from Makeup Forever. I've held on to this for so long. This is the Matte Velvet Skin in Wide 235, and this one was really nice when I got it. I mostly got it because of the hype that everybody was making it, because it was such a good powder, it was so good. But honestly, I never really got the hype. I never really got into it, never liked it very much. Also, I feel like the shade was never perfect for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. This next one is from LYS Beauty, and it's the Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder in Resilience Translucent, and this one's a really nice under eye powder as well. I don't think it's my favorite. I feel like I like other ones a little bit better. This sets your makeup really nicely, and yeah, I am gonna keep it because it is near to me, but I don't know if I would repurchase it though. This next one from L'Oreal, it's the Infallible 24-hour fresh wear foundation in a powder in the shade 130 True Beige. I am gonna get rid of this one. I honestly never really liked it, but I got it because of the hype that everybody was making, because saying that the powder was amazing. And I know a lot of people do like it, but for my skin type, maybe it just doesn't work. I don't know. It just kind of looks makeup-y, and I can see it on my skin, and that's not typically what I like to go for. This one is definitely one of my favorites. This is the Kosas Cloud Set powder in Breezy. This is a mini size that you can actually find in Sephora. I didn't know that they were selling a mini size, and when I found out, I definitely wanted to pick it up because I have so many powders that I don't need a full size. Plus I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, and I figured, well, if I like it and I finish this thing up, I can always purchase a new one. But so far, as you guys can see, haven't gotten very far on it, even though I've been using it very often. But it's like a very finely milled type of powder, and it just sets your makeup very nicely. I specifically like it for my under eyes because I feel like it sets them without it making it look makeup-y, without it drying out my under eyes. And it's just a really good powder, and I'm really happy that I picked it up. And this is like a perfect travel size too, and typically I'll take one compact and one loose powder, and this is always the one that I've been choosing. And then we have the Charlotte Tilbury mini size also. This is, I forget the name, but it's in Fair 1. And this one is definitely like a cult favorite. A lot of people like it. I like it. I wouldn't say is a favorite, but I think it's a really good powder. It sets my makeup nicely. However, for the price and for how much you get, I don't know if I would repurchase it, but I'm happy that I did get it. Will be keeping it. I just don't know if I would repurchase it. This next one is from Maybelline, and it's the Fit Me loose finishing powder in Fair. And this one was like a favorite of mine for such a long time. I think I went through like 2 full containers of these, and it's one that I would definitely recommend. However, I do have others that I like a little bit better, and this one is getting old, plus it's not cruelty free, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on. But if you don't buy cruelty free and you're looking for a new powder, this is a good one. But I do have other ones that I like still better than this one. This next one is from BareMinerals, and to be honest, I just don't really get it. So it's supposed to be a loose powder concealer type of situation. I got in the shade Bisque, and I am going to keep it because I still want to figure out how the heck you're supposed to work it. But see how it's kind of like a salmon pinky type of shade, and it's supposed to be to set your under eye, or maybe it is a concealer. I don't really know. Let me know if you guys have tried this and how you guys like to use it, because I don't want to get rid of it because I barely used it. I just have questions, but I am going to keep it for now. These two are pretty old, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of them. The Hourglass translucent setting powder, Veil translucent setting powder, and the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder. These both I got for like perk points maybe or something like that, but because they're so small, I guess I just forgot that I had them, so I wouldn't really reach for them very much. The Hourglass is really good. The Laura Mercier is good, but they're not cruelty free, so just gonna go ahead and pass these on. I did have the full size of this one and I actually gave it to my cousin. This next one I've had for a very long time. I made it through my last declutter, and I've honestly not really used it very much. This is the Believe Beauty Matte Blur Loose Powder in Translucent. You can buy this at the Dollar General, and it's a really nice powder, but I have others that I like more, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. Last 4, the Zoeva finishing powder in Outstanding. I don't think I'm ready to get rid of this one. Also, the packaging is just so beautiful on it, or for it, in it, whatever, and it does have that mesh kind of lining, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. It is kind of getting old though, so I'll probably have to replace it soon. You can only find this now on the Zoeva website. Before, you could find it on the Ulta site, which is where I bought it, but I don't know why they stopped carrying it. It is 12 months, so probably reaching the end. The next one is from Uoma Beauty. This is the Trippin Smooth Powder in Light. So I'm sure you guys have seen this before. It went viral on TikTok, but basically what you do is you just twist it and all the powder comes out in the middle. I kind of twisted it too much, and we have too much powder. But this is a good powder. I think it's really good. I've heard a lot of people say that it's like their favorite powder. Maybe I'm using it wrong, maybe I'm using the wrong tools. I feel like with a lot of powders, that's what happens sometimes, that if you use the wrong tools, you won't get the same effect. So it could be that, it could be my skin type. I don't know the product I'm using, but it's not a favorite. I think it's good. I think this sets my makeup nicely, but especially for the under eyes, I don't like this powder. Even though I know a lot of people do, but for everywhere else, I do like it. I just wouldn't use it on my under eyes. So, but I am keeping it. This next one is from e.l.f. and it's the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder in the shade Light. And this is their new packaging and I like it so much. It's so pretty. I love the fact that they have this little stopper on it because it avoids you making a mess. And even though they're drugstore, the fact that they did that, I really appreciate it. Plus, this is definitely one of my favorite powders. I liked it even before they came out with like this whole new Halo Glow line. And it's just a really, I would say, underrated powder. I feel like a lot of people don't even talk about this one. I don't know why, because I think it's a really good powder and it's definitely one of my top favorites. So definitely keeping that. And then last but not least, we have the Amicole, what is this called? The Skin Melt Loose Powder in Translucent. This is my current all favorite powder. I took this to Vegas and I feel like that's where I got to see like the true magic behind this powder, because I'd heard people talking about it saying that it was good, and it does have like a little stopper, and then when you open it, it has the mesh, which is amazing. And the way I like to use it is one of those like powder puffs, and just setting my under eye with this, it just sets it so beautifully and it doesn't go anywhere. Like my makeup lasted so well in Vegas, even though it was like 100 and something degrees. Plus it's not super expensive, especially for Sephora. So if you're in the market for a new powder, I would say pick this up, because I've heard people with oily skin and dry skin both like it, and I'm definitely one of them. So keeping this one. All right, so I've made an executive decision to add these to this declutter. I mean, it's just 5 products. So these are my setting sprays. I don't have a lot because I typically don't reach for setting sprays. Maybe I should, especially because I have dry skin, but I just don't. So let's go ahead and get through these real quickly. This is the Morphe Jumbo Continuous Setting Spray. This was my favorite for the longest time. I know I've had this for way too long, so we're gonna go ahead and get rid of it. But if you like are looking for a super fine mist and it's just a powder that just does a good job, I would recommend this. It is too old and I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of it. This is the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix #2 spray, and I know I've had this for way too long. This is supposed to be like a set your makeup for like the rest of your life kind of spray, but I just don't really need that, so just getting rid of that. This is the Fenty Beauty What It Do Makeup Refreshing Spray. I don't know, like I used quite a lot of it up to here and I just never really cared for it, so getting rid of that. And then this one I've had for, gosh, who knows how long. This is the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus, and I mean, you guys can probably tell how old it is based on the packaging. Definitely not wearing that. And this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is going to be the only one I keep because it's the only one that I actually do enjoy. As you guys can see, I've used quite a bit of it. Plus, I do take it when I go on trips and stuff, if I want to make my makeup last a little bit longer. And like I said, I don't really need this on a day-to-day basis, but for example, if I'm going on an event or something, I like to have something that helps, and I feel like this does the job. So we'll keep this one and we'll be getting rid of that one. All right, so I think we've done better at other declutters, but honestly I feel happy with what I am decluttering, what I'm keeping. So these are the products that I'm decluttering. Either we'll be gifting them or we'll just throwing them out depending on their situation. And these are the ones that I'm gonna keep. This is the only one that is in question right now that I probably just use it up a few more months and get rid of it, but all the other ones are newer to me and I'm still enjoying them, so I'm definitely happy with keeping these. But that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see more of my declutters, I'll link the playlist in the description box below. And if you enjoy this type of videos, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, I would appreciate if you do so, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.